Advanced Leader Silver. Call time, Uncle Paul. It's a stalwart.
Thank you, stalwart.
It is.
Thank you. Tang Kai. I don't pronounce the word. Anyway, this is his icebreaker. He's supposed to introduce himself. Do you know who he is now? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
What is he? A carpenter?
No.
What is he?
Boss.
Huh?
He's a boss.
He's a boss. Boss of what?
A factory.
Yeah. Factory manufacturing chairs?
No.
No. So you all know who he is. So as far as I'm concerned, the objective of how to introduce himself, he did it very well. He speaks with confidence. You know, so I say that he tells us his background, he tells us where he come from. Well, that's a very good introduction for himself. He said his wife got 2 children. That's a basic thing that he will have. But for us, the title is entrepreneur. So he emphasized a lot of this entrepreneurship. Do you see that he's being a very successful entrepreneur? Yes. So I would say that he definitely attracted our attention to listen to him. But I would say that as sort of objective, he did very well. And for a first-time speaker, I think it is still fantastic. But I would say that these are the points for improvement. You see that you mentioned you are a stubborn person. The word stubborn sounds very negative. You should change the word. How? I'm a persistent person. I never give up. So this is what they show it to you. From a $500 a month for a few years, I never gave up. Don't ever give up. You have not failed until you give up. That's what I am. I'm not a stubborn, I'm a very persistent person. I know my goal. So that will be a motivation to other people. And you could even, you mentioned for you said you earn $500, then you get $1,200. But you never told us how much you're getting now. Do you know what I did? From $500, I have $500,000 a month. Do you want to know how? So that will get attention. Of course, you put a figure that attracts people. So you can say that, yeah? So whatever you do, be persistent, never give up, be a stalwart person. Don't use negative word about being stubborn. It's very negative. I'm very persistent, I never give up. This is how you should be a motivational speaker. In your conclusion, you did mention about this, but like I said, you concluded with, do you want to be successful? Follow what I do. Then you will pass your turn. This is how you want to motivate people. This is actually a very fantastic icebreaker. But I see like you are like a motivation speaker. So anyway, job well done. Give a big hand.
After Uncle Paul, now we have Sister Alice. I don't know why I keep on calling her sister. She is competent.
Does she look like a nun?
Non-connection. She looks like your sister, right?
Formally speaking, officially speaking, competent communicator, competent leader, Alice Chin.
Sister. When I used to present my speech in a conference or official office presentations, one of the advice that they share to me is the reason why I'm called up to do a presentation, to do sharing, because of my experience. So if I have 10 years experience in certain field, when I stand up here, you will notice there will be 15 years, 20 years, PhD holder, all above you. And how do you make them who are more experienced than you listen to you? Right? So ladies and gentlemen, the secret and the skills has been shared by Q today. What they tell me is, when you come up to stage, you saw all this expertise, you acknowledge them. So just now Q, he said, I'm an engineer with perseverance and all these good habits. And then he noticed that, hey, somebody on the floor is staying with me. That is where he acknowledged Teng Kai. So with this, you will connect to Teng Kai more. Oh, we share the same experience, and now you makes me listen to you more. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the strength, the skills that we practice by Q. Q strength number 2. He ends his speech with call of actions. So he makes sure that audience, when you go home, you don't go home with nothing. You go home and you think about, okay, with willpower, now is November. I need to do something before next year because just 2 months away. So you call for actions. Thank you for that, for reminding the audience. But because you're such a good speaker for our icebreaker level, I have to move. I'm giving a feedback at one level higher instead of giving you an icebreaker as what I think could be a move as an area of improvement. My humble suggestions is, number 1, you mentioned that you give a lot of suspense. What is your superpower? You will throw in a lot of things, like you throw in the stupidly Thor, the sexy superwoman. You guess, ask people to guess. And at last, when you say out the secret word, you say, my superpower is will. It's so demotivating. So how do you want to bring up the mood? You say, well, my superpower is W-I-L-L, will. This is my superpower. Right, so this, you will attract more people, attention on the floor. You will bring up the motivations. Area number 2. Your points and facts is very factual, very rigid. I do this. I reduce this. I reduce my kilo. Wow. At first, it's very motivating for me, but towards the last 2 minutes, I begin to lose interest. It's just too much for me. So usually, how professional speakers do it, so that it's not so dry, is either you inject in humor, or you add in emotions. You play with audience feelings. Such as, I used to be demotivated, I don't want to, my weight is 99 kilo. And what gave me the willpower is my girlfriend told me that our marriage is just next 3 years. If you don't reduce your weight, I'm going to marry somebody else who's thinner. So with this, you inject humor and you stir up some emotions, or you can add in some sad emotions. My mom, up to a certain point, that he feels so ashamed of my weight, she said she's going to disown me. This is so sad. So again, you punch in, you play with people's feelings. So all in all, keep up your strength to acknowledge the audience, to connect with the audience, and you can work up on the motivational part towards the end of your speech. That's it.
Thank you, Alice. You see, Alice has so many points and feedback that it takes more than 3 minutes for her to finish. Now, after a sister, we have a brother. Brother Ken Ko, who is Advanced Communicator Silver, Advanced Leader Bronze. Ken Ko.
When I first started college, my lecturer told us what's the difference between data and information. Data is pure facts. People might not easily understand it. Information is very useful to people. People, once they digest or once they know that the usefulness of information, they use it for their own personal self-development and use it to motivate people. Today, our speaker over here, Toastmaster Ching Li Hua, has successfully presented or informed us of very useful information towards all of us. Please give a round of applause. Toastmaster Ching Li Hua, your speech, the power of grit. Now, the grit part of your speech. Number 1, you have a very deep research of the founder of the topic over here, the power of grit. I really like the way that you share about her personal story. Very straightforward, all of us can easily follow. So you indeed done your homework so that all of us know that what is the point, purpose, and the purpose of the speech is to inform all of us the criteria of being successful. So that is a deep research you've done. Secondly, I like the way that this topic is very relevant and relatable to everybody. Don't you think that success is very important? Don't you think that success requires a few good attributes so that you can actually attain it? Don't you think that today Qing Li Hua have managed successfully to present this topic over here? So she indeed have a very relevant topic to share with all of us. So that is a very good way, a grit inside her. Thirdly, another strong point in her speech is she used a few mathematical graph, pie chart, and comparison. These things are very important. Pie chart, two different things combined together, the similarity we had unleashed the grid. So she had a few logical sense. Comparison, growth mindset and fixed mindset. What are the difference over here and what are the common similarities? She have comparison over here. Graph, passion and perseverance. She did indeed, passion and improvement. She indeed injects some good logical graph chart for us to easily analyze. So in the end, simple pictures can easily, for us audience to easily digest. So that is well done. Now Toastmaster Qing Li Hua, let's see how can my evaluation help you to be a steward motivational speaker. Firstly, have an overall or in the conclusion, bring up all the points together, your facts, your pie chart, your graph together for the audience to have a review of themselves. For example, come to a normal lecturer, after the lecture finished teaching himself, he won't step away, right? He needs to have a good summation for all the students to know that today, for all his 1 hour lecture, what he really shared to us. Today, 7 minutes of presentation, what's your overview of your presentation? So in your conclusion, I prefer you to have an overview of what you shared towards us. That's the first thing. Second thing is give more relevant celebrity examples, especially when they are disabled. For example, Highland Keller, Nick Vujicic, Daniel Lamont, they are all disabled. But what differentiates between them to achieve successful? They have a strong attributes inside them. With that, look forward for the power of grit inside Qing Li Hua to become a steward speaker.
Thank you, Ken, for finishing an evaluation before the bell rings.